I was born with Poland syndrome. It's a genetic disease that affects only 1% out of 20,000. At first, it might feel like it's not useful, but I use it every day on different things like working, doing stuff at the gym, building Lego. 4 years ago, I was laying in my bed and I was kind of bored, so I took a look at my room and I saw this Lego helicopter that was sitting on my desk, and I decided to dismantle it. Every single brick was used to make my first prosthetic out of Lego Technic.
I gotta beat 33.47 seconds. World record was 33.47.
Hi, my name is Steve Price of Price Machines, and my team and I hold the world record for the most dominoes toppled in a 2D pyramid. We decided to break this record because we thought it would be an epic finale to my annual event called Fall Down. The only way to build a domino pyramid is by hand, one by one. And so we really had to maintain focus the entire time to make sure that we didn't make a single mistake, because if we accidentally dropped the domino into the pyramid, it could cause the rest of it to topple. In order to beat the previous record, the pyramid had to be 127 layers tall, which is exactly 10 feet tall.
So this is the last one that's going into the pyramid.
Here we go. All right.
The total number of dominoes in the pyramid is 8,122. I feel super accomplished to be able to check off another Guinness World Record, and just thinking about the fact that nobody has ever built a pyramid that big before makes me super proud of my team.
Decided to take this on when we talked about our character education program that we use called Leader in Me. We were hoping for some different ways to get kids excited about some community reach outs and community involvement. So we thought of the idea of, well, why don't we collect mac and cheese, because kids really like mac and cheese. And then I'm like, what's cooler than mac and cheese? Setting them up like dominoes. So I'm like, that's a great idea. And then thus the idea for Guinness World Records was born, and I think that just made it even better, that there was a title already existing in that area, and the kids loved it, so it definitely worked.
Domino Fashion 吉尼斯世界纪录称号，最终的结果是51725张。You are officially amazing.
Let's make a Guinness World Records cake pop. First, we'll measure a regular cake pop.
Then multiply by 1,000.
Start with 1 Linja length worth of cakes. To start, we're gonna add all our cake mix to this giant bucket.
Then we go in with our liquid eggs, and we'll toss in a few sticks of butter.
And last but not least, a little water.
Now it's time to mix it all up. Now it's time to start pouring in the cake batter. Spread it all out.
Now we're gonna bake this for about 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
We want it as fine as possible. Now it's time to crumble all that cake up before we mix it with our frosting.
Step aside, Linja.
Now it's time to make our cream cheese frosting.
First, we'll go into our mixer with a bunch of cream cheese.
A few bags of confectioner sugar. And a splash of Nick's homemade vanilla extract.
And now, we mix. We had to get creative and heat the side of the bowl so the cream cheese melted faster.
Now finally, we scoop in all our frosting. And then we mix again.
And after quite a lot of mixing, we're ready to put our cake pop mix into the mold. This right here is our giant custom cake pop mold with a nice hole right on top for the stick to come out of. But first, we need to grease it up.
Now that our cake pop mix is finally mixed up, time to fill up the mold. And now we toss on the lid.
Now into the sides, we'll put screws to make sure that none of this moves around. Then we'll take these clamps and go all the way around the side of the cake pop.
Now it's time to fill it up the rest of the way.
We'll press at the tippity top until it's bulging out from all that pressure. Hopefully, this means we have a tightly packed cake pop. And finally, just before the freezing process, we shove in that stick. Oh.
Now we're gonna take all our dry ice outside and add it to the big cooler.
Linja, let's call it a night. It's been sitting overnight. Let's take this off and see how it looks on the inside. Oh my God, Linja.
Well,
Linja, it looks like we made a bomb.
Oh my gosh, I bet the FBI is watching us. Me too.
We added more dry ice around the cake pop this morning to make sure it was super hyper frozen. So before we bring it upstairs, it's time to take care of our royal icing.
4 cups of powdered sugar.
Then 3 tablespoons of meringue powder.
And 9 tablespoons of water.
Now we'll close down our mixer and let this go until a nice glue-like paste forms. Now that we've made our royal icing, it's time to lift this upstairs. Oh, baby. Oh, wow.
First things first, let's take off these wedges. Now pull off the clamp. Now I'm gonna take off the top piece.
Linja, we did it. And then it's time to take out the entire cake pop.
Whoa!
How do you feel right now?
Oh, this is awesome.
For this next step, we're putting on our royal icing, which will go all over the cake pop with. This stuff dries really, really hard and fast. All we need is a nice thin layer around so we can add our sprinkles.
It's sprinkle time.
With the addition of this stick, our cake pop is complete, and now we have to weigh the entire thing at once because every last thing counts. The stick, the sprinkles, the cake pop, we need to weigh it all.
This has to be 30 kilograms to beat the world record.
1, 2, 3.
44.240. We have a world record, folks.